Reached the Battle of Steelsmith, the end of Burger's End. After Grimley's inglorious end, the insidious evil's army had gone through the mines of Steelsmith to escape Tanos's armies and his wrath. The old shafts brought them close to the busy town of Burger's End. Talia and the all-devouring evil's army had left the mines of Steelsmith behind them, far from Tanos and his henchmen. The tunnels brought them close to the city Burger's End, in the Empire's hinterlands. Burger's End was known for its voracious heroes. More specifically, their appetites were wait for it, dairy. They ate so much that the city had to be supplied with food from the surrounding area on a daily basis. True story.
These gluttons are going to be easy. Onwards, creatures of the deviant evil! Give these gourmands their just desserts!
This hasty attack wasn't the best idea, as the what is cannon fodder for evil's creatures all too quickly found out. These well-fed warriors proved to be exceedingly powerful and dismembered the advancing horde with terrifying speed.
That could have gone better.
Naturally, a battle like that can work up an appetite. Luckily, a transport full of food showed up shortly after the clash. The wheels quickly turned in the deceitful evil's evil brain. What if those deliverers were to have an accident on their way to the city, and the city suddenly ran out of food? It giggled a treacherous little giggle. Those wood piles could be used as a roadblock if they were put into motion with a few hefty blows. That would make transporting that food even more difficult.
Okay, then we'll starve the pigs out. A brilliant plan. Do we have to do this? I feel so bad about killing Grimley. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought that evil act would finally extinguish the good part of me. I guess I'll just have to put up with you for a while longer.
These schizophrenic monologues are really annoying. They prevent me from saying so much more.
Not the worst thing when I look at the reviews of the last game.
What? How dare you? Talk about cheeky. You haven't heard the last of this. In its boundless genius, the prudent evil had provided Talia with a few gobberbots whose combat strength would prove extremely useful. They were just, wait a minute, where are they?
Yes! They were supposed to be delivered yesterday, but the postman just left a note at the dungeon entrance saying that I wasn't home. I was here the whole time.
Oh, how I'd love to work with professionals. Just once. Professionals. Just once. Take a deep breath. Remember what they taught you. You don't want any more of those electric shocks. Fine. Fine. And so, the bad-tempered evil quickly threw 2 gobberbots into the dungeon. Then it went out to find that postman and beat the living crap out of him. Payday. Meanwhile, even the gluttonous heroes of Burger's End had noticed the constant rhythmic thumping sounds coming from underground between chews, and sent scouts and combat troops out towards the dungeon.
Ah, these stuffed pigs will be a piece of cake. We could also deal with them peacefully, couldn't we?
That was a noble thought from the good Talia, but the heroes of Burger's End were not choosy about what they ate, and dark elf fingers were considered a delicacy.
Oh, disgusting! Right, let's roast these pigs. Oh, good call.
Uh-oh, a spider nest has been unearthed.
Take that!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Just wait. Hasta la vista, baby.
It's payday. The first food delivery set out for Burger's End. Of course, the well-prepared and not at all surprised evil would never let it arrive at its destination.
Death from above! What? Command me! We've stopped the food deliveries! Let the pigs starve!
Enemies have entered the dungeon. It's payday. There are enemies in your dungeon. The beer-brewing evil could now build a brewery. Alcohol and heavily armed evil creatures. What could go wrong? But apart from that, the brewery was able to brew delicious beer, which the Horde creatures craved. Beer was essential for the Horde, as these stubborn creatures demanded the delicious beverage as soon as they acquired a certain amount of experience and wanted to continue their training beyond a given stage. A food delivery set out for Burger's End. Naturally, the relentless evil would never let it get there.
Time to die.
A brewery now twinkled and sparkled in the alcohol-dependent evil's dungeon. Yet before that noble drop could be produced for the Horde, a brewing kettle would first need to be erected. Oh, apparently a couple of heroes got lucky and caught a couple of goblins away from their gobobots on a pee break. You should free them as quickly as possible.
Yeah? Everything good must die. Ouch! I knew you'd beat me.
A food delivery had reached Burger's End. The Red with Shame evil would have to live with a humiliation. Heyday! The first brewery was now ready to roll. Soon, a creature of the horde, or a little snot, would here begin to produce the noble brew. Not only was beer essential for powerful horde creatures, it also had a healing effect upon them. Ah, if only that would work for me.
Anything that increases the troops' combat strength is great. Go, creatures! Get yourselves drunk!
Spiders have spread throughout the underground.
Scouts report another delivery on its way to Burger's End. Come, creatures, let's tear the thing apart! Power is indescribable.
The savage evil never even gave the food delivery a chance. Now, its creatures gorged themselves on the delicacies instead of the heroes in Burger's End. Enemies have entered the dungeon. There are enemies in your dungeon.
Not gonna get out.
payday. And still these goblins waited to be freed by the completely ignoring them evil. Naturally, it immediately sprang into action.
So incredibly strong!
Scouts informed the highway robbing evil of another delivery on its way to Burger's End.
Time to die. This food delivery will never reach those gluttonous pigs in Burger's End now. Ah! Good will fall. Everything good must die. Who do you want dead?
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Thankful and relieved for the helping hand they received from the massacring evil, the goblins immediately joined its constantly growing army.
What?
It's payday.
I want Tanos's head.
There are enemies in your dungeon. A number of food deliveries carrying a variety of culinary delights were on their way to Burger's End. How sad that they would never reach their destination. One of the deliveries to Burger's End met an inglorious end.
Do you want me to do?
The masterful evil had stopped all the deliveries from getting through. Terrific! Enemies have entered the dungeon. Your dungeon heart is under attack. Payday.
Finally, we should send out a couple of creatures to take advantage of those blockades.
Your dungeon heart is under attack. These wood piles close to the entrance to the city could make an excellent blockade. The slow evil quickly began to take advantage of them.
More deliveries on their way? Right. Let's take care of them. Finally, we should send out a couple of creatures to take advantage of those blockades. What can I do for you?
one of the deliveries to Burger's End met an inglorious end.
Thanos' head. I will destroy this land. I knew you'd need me. Sure showed here. You desire? Evil will triumph. I am the evil. Ouch!
It's payday.
Finally, we should send out a couple of creatures to take advantage of those blockades. I'm not gonna get up. Thanos' head.
The masterful evil had stopped all the deliveries from getting through. Terrific! There are enemies in your dungeon.
I am the evil.
These blockades were certain to be very useful to the sneaky evil in clogging access to Burger's End.
Thanos must die. What can I do? Show here. Who do you want killed? What can I do for you? We'll destroy this land.
These blockades were certain to be very useful to the sneaky evil in clogging access to Burger's End.
What? Oh, dang!
A number of food deliveries carrying a variety of culinary delights were on their way to Burger's End. How sad that they would never reach their destination.
I want Tanos's head. Hey!
It's payday. These wood piles close to the entrance to the city could make an excellent blockade. The slow evil quickly began to take advantage of them. The destructive evil's armies had destroyed one of the deliveries. A delivery to Burger's End spontaneously burst into flame. Well, okay, actually more because the grandiose evil's creatures set it on fire.
What can I do for you? Good will fall.
The masterful evil had stopped all the deliveries from getting through. Terrific!
You desire? Finally, we should send out a couple of creatures to take advantage of those blockades.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Hasta la vista, baby! Sure showed him!
Thankfully, no one has arachnophobia. A spider nest has been discovered.
Finally, we should send out a couple of creatures to take advantage of those blockades.
There are enemies in your dungeon. It's payday. These wood piles close to the entrance to the city could make an excellent blockade. The slow evil quickly began to take advantage of them. A number of food deliveries carrying a variety of culinary delights were on their way to Burger's End. How sad that they would never reach their destination.
Your orders. Ouch!
The destructive evil's armies had destroyed one of the deliveries.
Who do you want dead?
The destructive evil's armies had destroyed one of the deliveries. Burger's End was doomed. The feasting evil's armies had laid low the last of the defenders, and now rampaged through the city, plundering and burning as they went.
Wonderful! Let them burn. Well, okay. Somehow that was extremely evil. I mean, I haven't forgotten that bit about the Dark Elf fingers, but maybe we could have gone about things differently? Just shut up and look at the fire.
Talia sat and surveyed the heartwarming scene. Every now and then one could still hear some screaming in the distance, but they soon ebbed, and there was no sound except the crackling of the fire. Well, aside from the roaring of the vile evil's creatures, of course. Once the plundering and arson had gone on long enough, the hinterland conquering evil's army marched on.